for those amazing, special, beautiful qualities, and that you told yourself that this morning, right? I am faith, I am freedom, I am acceptance, I am integrity, I am truth, I am happiness. Say those to yourselves. Hey, Autumn. Oh, so good to see you. Hey, Leandro. So I hope you did that. I hope you said those things to yourself this morning and each day and before you went to bed. Aw, hearts. So today, hey, Frenchie. Hey, Mies. Yeah. Ooh, wait, you know what? I'm going to pull up the chat on Restream. So if you are on one of the other platforms, I can now see your comments because I'm using Restream. Hey, Lexar. Hey, Anna. Good to see you. So today I thought I would talk about something interesting that came to me in meditation this morning, just when I was meditating. And you guys can tell me what you think about it, okay? But I realized that as I was meditating and as I was thinking about the principles, good evening, as I was thinking about the principles that I taught, right? The three primary principles are three primary rights and responsibilities. The right of ownership in our body, in our creations, and the right to create agreements, to contract, to deal, right? To make exchanges. And what the five principles about how we make those exchanges. And I was realizing, you know, there's so much of what lawyers do, right? So I'm a lawyer. There's so much of what I do as a lawyer, which where we're supposed to violate those principles in a way. They don't say that. They say you're never supposed to violate those principles. But in fact, the way the industry works, right? What do I mean by that, right? So I feel like in a good agreement, in a good contract, both parties really understand the terms. They understand the impact of those terms, right? What happens though when you have these long 20-page agreements that a regular person can't read or even understand? And then they're supposed to click it and just say, oh, I agree, I accept, right? And then they can have their rights just stripped away from them, their property. They can be loaded with all kinds of liability that they didn't even realize they were taking on. And that's just inherent in the practice of law. That's just in the legal industry. It's everywhere. And I was like, you know what? I really don't agree with that. That goes against these fundamental core principles. So I began to think like, what about a movement where we create communities, where we actually, where we actually have agreements that are clear, that are simple between people who actually want to do deals, interact, right? So the clients I work with now, thank God, because I can't work with a client that doesn't think like this, where, if they're doing an agreement or a deal, they want it to be fair. They want it to be a good deal for both parties. They're not trying to, get one over on the other guy, right? And so much of the practice of law is about that, and that is fundamentally false at its core. So Autumn says the same in healthcare. They require that you practice ethically, but the system requires cutting corners in order to achieve the desired outcome. Right, the desired outcome for the system, the desired outcome for the institution, not the patient. Exactly right, right? So the institution and the system is false. It is creating violations of these core principles against people. And I said to myself, you know what, that's not something that I want to do. That's not something I want to be a party to or help happen. So how could we change this? How do we change this for the better? And I was thinking today, and I was thinking, well, what about creating communities where people come together who want to create good agreements with each other? And we have like templates and systems that are simple, that people can understand, that anybody can just read it and say, hey, okay, I get it. I'm supposed to do this, not supposed to do this. This is what's going to happen. And, they can make a contract. They can make a real agreement with each other because they both actually know what they're agreeing to. This entire system is based on so many ways, on people not really understanding what they're agreeing to, right? And in using the law as a tool, as a weapon to kind of deceive people. And it is deceiving people in a way when you make something so complicated that they can't understand it, right? And then you say, well, we wrote it down in this tiny, tiny print way down at the bottom, right? And we know that you weren't going to read it. So that's why we did it that way, right? See how violating that is? And then using people who understand how to play the system to be able to violate other people and agreements. And that's just like, to me at my core now, I can't agree with doing that. So what I would love to see, and if you agree, you can jump on my bandwagon with this, what I would love to see is community where people come together to make good agreements, where we figure out how to do that, where we figure out how to live actually in accordance with these fundamental principles, where we're not violating each other, right? We're not violating our deals. That to me would be amazing. So that was my thoughts today. And maybe you'll jump on my bandwagon. Have to see how we can create this. How can we create this in the world? How can we create community, create platform which allows us to do this and brings together people who believe in these principles of good contracts and good exchanges, right? Real exchanges, not violating each other. That's what I would love to see. So that was that's my thoughts today in meditation that come up for me, right? So to me, meditation is I sit and I try to quiet my mind, but usually I have just a lot of creative thoughts and ideas that come to me when I meditate. And so I suppose it's not traditional meditation in a way, because I'm not totally making my mind blank. But yeah, so try it. Just sit with yourself. I light some candles and I sit and I just like focus, and I have a book in front of me, my little notebook with a pen right in front of me. So any ideas that come up, I can right away jot them down. And you'll be amazed at what comes up for you when you open that creative space. So anyway, that was my thoughts today about, like, if you have ideas about this, like how can we create this kind of community? There's already movements in the legal industry, which is called, there's like a clear writing, clear contract law movements, where they're saying we need to get away from using all of this really complicated language that's designed for people to not understand it. And now with AI producing contracts, and there's so many ways we can disintermediate. It's crazy to say because I'm a lawyer, but disintermediate lawyers in the traditional sense, right? Where we are saying, no, let's create ways where people can contract easily and clearly with each other. So that's what I would like to see. Have a great day, Lexar. Have a great day, everybody. And yeah, so come and give me your ideas and let's think about that. How do we create this? How do we make this happen in the world? You guys have a wonderful, beautiful day. And I'm actually thinking to do a webinar video on YouTube at some point today. I want to do like a more full-length webinar video. So let me see if I get around to that. I'll post it if I'm going to do it. And you guys can jump on there and see it. All right. But you guys have a great day. Bye.